Hi cookies, welcome back to Cook Can Cook. So I was looking at my channel and I noticed that I needed something sweet. So I checked my fruit dish to see what I wanted to use. Didn't want to do anything with strawberries, but that lemon. Now, my girl Beyonce chose to make lemonade with her lemon. But me, B Coop, I made some lemony cheesecake bars with, get this, an amazing butter pecan crust. Yeah, girl, so easy. Let's get to it. Okay, so as you can see, I have an 8x8 baking pan that I've layered with one sheet of aluminum foil, and then I take another sheet and lay it vertically. So I have a sheet horizontally and one vertically. Now, using some Baker's Joy, I'm going to spray the bottom of the pan so this crust doesn't stick. Ain't nobody got time for this crust sticking, okay? Now the crust. I have chopped some pecans roughly. You can do it finely, but I like to taste that pecan in my crust, okay? Alright, now we work on that crust. Add some butter to a bowl, softened. Don't worry, I took that little piece of paper off. And now some brown sugar. And take your electric mixer and mix it well. It should look like this. Don't be alarmed. This is exactly what it should look like. Now sprinkle in that flour. Alright, so after you have that butter, the flour, the brown sugar, all of that combined, just give it a good little stir again. Again, this is the consistency that we're looking for. Real good and crumbly, and don't worry about those chunks of butter. It's gonna melt when we put it in the oven. Now sprinkle in some pecans and mix it in. Go ahead and pour that into your pan. Again, don't worry about that flour when it gets in that oven. And that should be preheated to 350. Did I tell y'all that? I hope I did. But when it heats in the oven, the butter will melt and it'll be perfect. So I've sprinkled a little bit more pecans on here, and I'm going to put it in my 350-degree oven for 10 minutes. Time to make this good old filling. Here I have one block, 8-ounce block of cream cheese softened, and I'm adding a full can of sweetened condensed milk. Not evaporated milk, the sweetened condensed milk. And boo, scrape that can because this milk is not cheap. Oh, shout out to my mommy for my new green spatula. Ain't it cute? Thank you, Ma. Start mixing and mix it well. I do suggest that you use an electric mixer because that whisk is gonna wear your polar arm out. So if you have one, break it out and mix it until it's smooth and creamy. See, like this. Alright, so we're gonna use 3 egg yolks. We're gonna add them one at a time, mixing well in between. There's number 2. And the last one. Mix it until combined well. Just keep mixing, just keep mixing. See, we want it to be real smooth. Now add in the lemon juice. Check that description box for the measurements. Here's where I add some flour because in my head it helps with the texture. That condensed milk can make this extra creamy, and I want it to be more cheesecakey, if that makes sense. So I added some flour. So go ahead and mix that in well. Just a little bit of flour. I use self-rising. Mix just until that flour is combined because we don't want to incorporate too much air and get all those air pockets in here, but just a little bit of mixing, not too much. And now sweets need salt. So if you can see a little bit, I just added a pinch of salt, and I'm also going to add a little bit of pure vanilla extract because I need it. This is how the crust looks fresh out of the oven. Don't be alarmed. That's how it's supposed to look. It's going to golden up a little bit later. But now add in that filling, and I'm going to show you how I get it evenly distributed. I just shake it. Give it a good shake and it all falls into place. You don't need a spoon, a knife, spatula, none of that. Shake it. Now pop this in that 350-degree oven for about 15 to 18 minutes. And then you'll get something that looks like this. Now y'all, why did I have to say this like that? I'm so weird. You want it to be firm and set like this, but when you shake it, you want it to do this. Wobble. Yeah, wobble a little bit in the center. So this is perfect. This is exactly what we want. Let it cool at room temperature, then pop it in the refrigerator. After it's cooled in the refrigerator, just get a butter knife and, just slide it along the edges to make it easy to cut so it doesn't stick to that foil. Now just simply lift the foil out of the pan, slice it, and serve. Now my simply lift the foil out wasn't so simple. Make sure you check the bloopers at the end, but let's plate this and you'll have heaven on earth. Man, look. Come on. Come on. Can we just talk about this crust for like a second? Buttery. Just so good. And if you're not that crazy about pecans, you can use walnuts, almonds, whatever. Live your life. Chop it thinly, chop it roughly like I did. Just, child, this was everything. I topped it with a little bit of whipped cream and garnished with that lemon. Yes, God, it was so good. Full recipe in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be blessed.